The 5 zodiac signs becoming millionaires during 2026. So I want you to listen up throughout the entire video. I'm not going to give you any bullshit today like most of the gurus that you see online. The window of opportunity that you're going to want to focus on right now is January 6th through the 10th, 2026. This is the exact time where your intentions are going to force actions that work for you. The revenue is going to follow that execution. This is not random astrology. January 9th is the peak alignment for the conversation that we're going to be having today. But if you're watching this video a few days afterwards, it will still work for you. When the sun, Mars, and Venus are at the same degree, this is called a Cazimi, which means fused energy. What I want you to imagine is a combustion, meaning massive outcomes. Venus, wealth and relationships. Mars, taking action and going to war for things that you care about. Sun is your personal power and your leadership in the world. This means that there are explosive potential for wins for all of us. This is also explosive potential for losses if you don't allow yourself to understand this and embody it. Jupiter is opposite in Gemini right now. Jupiter expansion opportunity is abundance, meaning not only feeling that you have more than you need, but sharing that more than you need with others so you can create a perpetual cycle. Gemini has to do with communication, information, and travel. Sagittarius has to do with truth, justice, and law. For lack of better words, the information that is going to be coming out in the world is going to help you understand what is opening for an opportunity and what revelations you may have been stuck in within your own mind over the last few years. But the problem for most of you is this only works if you take action. Look, Sagittarius, this is your stack. Planets in your sign, Jupiter, your ruler aspects, truth-telling is going to be amplified. The more you tell the truth, the more beneficial things are for you. The vision becomes bigger when the picture becomes amplified. So vision boards aren't really going to work for you. It's about delusion and setting yourself apart and setting yourself up for success. The mistake most Sagittarius people make is they dream without having a system in place for that dream. So systemize that dream or stay broke. So the action step to create a system for you is finding a repeatable process in your life at this time, something that you have to do every day, every week, every month. And I want you to focus on automating it with one workflow. You can use something called N8N. You can use ChatGPT. You can use Claude. You can use Gumloop. You can even just go into your iPhone and you can look at what automations you can create. The action I really want you to focus on in 2026 is using AI daily in a way that's going to help you, meaning build one automation within the next 2 weeks. Focus on something that is eating 10 hours of your life. It could be health, it could be wealth, it could be relationships and planning dates or something. Once you make it for yourself, you can now give it to other people. This is where the revenue comes in. Find something in your life that is taking up 10 hours and reinvest that time into revenue within yourself. The intention that you just need to set is building the system, not thinking about the system, just building it. From my own experience, the first draft will always be shit. So just allow yourself to make the mistake and you will find out, okay, I don't like this and I do like this. So I want to adjust and make these changes that are going to actually feel a lot better for me. Gemini, Jupiter's in your sign in Vedic. Cancer, Jupiter's in your sign in tropical. Expansion hits communication very hard. And for those of you who are Cancers, this is more about you building security within your relationship. So Gemini, networking distribution becomes very unfair for you or against you. Cancer, your ability to build a community becomes unfair for you or against you. The way it becomes this against Gemini and Cancer, the mistake is scattering your attention. 47 ideas, 12 tabs open, 0 execution. What you want to do is pick one high income skill. Most of you, that is sales. A lot of people think that they need marketing, which is not correct. Sales, outbound, focus, if you're starting, meaning you're helping someone solve a problem. You are reaching out to them daily. You can do this with people in your phone on WhatsApp or on your Messenger app. The other route is going to be the content agency model for those of you who are cancer placements, meaning you're going to build an agency where you help people make more content than they already are. That's one solution. Or you could help them automate and you can just write their scripts and post to all of their platforms for them. That's another option. All of these can be turned into AI systems. So the main system that you want to focus on is intake for bringing customers in, because most of you who are spiritual business owners have a shit intake system. You don't have a Typeform. You're not collecting any data. You don't have everything clearly visible to you. So it's really difficult for you to have an onboarding process. You just take the payment and hop on weekly calls and you wonder why people don't understand what's next. Lastly is deliverables. Sending people documents. What I like to do in my business is I like to use Claude to create deliverables for people. I like to use Typeform to collect information, and I put the information from Typeform into Claude so that people can get clear on what I need from them, what the expectations are, and it makes it easier for me to be able to deliver exactly what they actually want. So an example of this is if you want to go from $10,000 to $40,000 a month, it means less hours and more input. Same thing's true if you're making $1,000 from your business and you want to go to 4. Same thing with going from 4 to 10. The intention that you want to set is you want to scale your communication as a Gemini Vedic. The intention for Cancers is you want to scale your ability to run a community. It's going to be your WAP, your school, your newsletter, your YouTube, whatever you're using. The deadline for this is the 31st. Build this by the 31st. And if you already have a system, maybe you have a team. I know some of you who watch my channel have teams. Make sure that every step is congruent with the last step, especially with the copywriting, the words, and it's actually all leading to the same thing. So for example, if you're running a newsletter, make sure that it's congruent with the links that you're sending out to people, the first few sentences and the last few sentences around the link that you're linking inside of your newsletter. Make sure the words in the copy of the link are very congruent, so it feels like exactly what the person clicked on is exactly what you told them before they clicked on it. And when they click on it, the right thing is actually aligned with the thing that they clicked on. So everything makes sense. I'll give you an example. If you're helping people learn how to be a better mom, the first sentence in the newsletter should say something like, I used to struggle with this when I was struggling to become a better mom. And the link in the newsletter should say, these are the 3 things that made me a better mom. Now, when they click it and they get to the landing page, it should say the 3 things that can make you a better mom without changing your spouse. And then when they watch the video or when they click that thing, it should say, these 3 things are going to help you become a better mom in less time and help you save more money or make more money. Congruency across everything. The deadline for this again is build by January 31st. Aries, Mars is your ruler. Mars is doing a Cazimi with the sun. So your action capacity is going to be at an all-time high. If you don't know what to do, some things that I would highly recommend is taking a risk. I want you to actually avoid going in the wrong direction with the wrong people. The only way you can get burnt out is if you are going for targets that are not meant for you, which means you just need to choose one single domino that will knock over the rest of the dominoes that you want. Go into chat and ask it very simply, what is the one thing I can focus on in January and February that will help me accomplish all of my goals? Ask me one question at a time. Once ChatGPT understands what your actual goal is, and don't be vague and stupid with saying, I want to make more money. Say, I want to hit $7,000 months, having a job and starting a side business. I want to be able to quit my job in 6 months. Be very clear, because if you aren't clear, you can't build a good strategy. Instead of asking it, what career should I be in? You should say, I love these 3 things. I want to know who monetizes that right now and is making sales right now. and how can I do better than them through my marketing, through my advertising, and by making my product even better. The action, so this is what allows one domino to make the other dominoes a lot easier and more effective for you. Options are high income skill. Another option is automate your job that you're currently in. Another option is create one AI tool. And if you don't know how, you're on YouTube already. Go watch a AI tool building video on something that you have to do in your work and present this, you will get a promotion. I can't stress this enough, but the one rule that I want to make sure you understand is you can't have 10 goals. January 9th is for you to decide on the domino piece that you want to make fall over, to knock over the rest of the things that you want in 2026. The next 21 days, just focus on building a system for your health, wealth, or relationships that allows you to get more time back and make more money for yourself so you can go and do whatever the hell you want to do. Key thing is fast action beats experience. If you don't know how to do something, that's fine. Focus on taking action and making mistakes. You can use tools like ChatGPT. When I really started with AI, I would screenshot where I was stuck, then I'd paste it into ChatGPT and ask it for help with instruction over and over and over again to actually understand what I was doing, until I actually understood what I was doing. And that created the experience because I did so many times that it actually became real and it manifested. I'm an Aries rising, so it's just how I live. Libra, Venus is your ruler. And this is really good because the Venus Cazimi is inside of the sun as well, which means wealth and relationships are going to be activated for you. Now, the thing is, wealth doesn't always necessarily mean money. It can mean knowledge. It can mean experience. It could be relationships. It could be friends. It could be a wealth of anything, depending on where your focus is. So the pattern is to grow, and one thing is going to have to suffer and burn. So I want you to make a very intentional choice. What is going to be the thing that you want to grow, and what thing are you okay with letting burn for maybe 2 or 3 months? This intentional choice is going to create an edge for you because your wealth comes through partnerships, meaning collaborating with other people is good. Following up with your past employers, your past clients, your past classmates to get referrals for something that you're trying to gain, some position that you're trying to gain, some level of credibility that you're trying to gain is the best thing and best way to utilize your relationships. A lot of astrologers talk about collabing with and partnerships, but they don't actually tell you how. So I'm not going to withhold the sauce here for you. Stop doing everything solo. Do things with ChatGPT, do things with Claude, do things with your friends, solve problems with your friends. Reach out to your homie that you know is very mindful and talk to them about the thing that you need help with, or be the person that actually goes out and helps them. Build a relationship scaling system. What do I mean by white glove? White glove is instead of you having them show up to one-on-one sessions every week and wasting your time and their time, and then the problem keeps coming back up over and over again, how about you just build them out like 4 to 7 videos and you personalize it to them so that they can listen to it over and over after your session with them, after that initial one-to-one call, and make sure that instead of you coaching them live over and over and over on the same issue, you just put it in a Google document or a Notion page, or you send them some unlisted YouTube videos and you give them exactly what you guys talked about in that call in a video, and you scale your ability to serve them over and over. And you're like, watch this video every week or every day or multiple times a day, whatever you need to do to make this is how you serve more people without losing touch. It can't get any easier. Jupiter is your ruler. Jupiter is opposing the entire stack. Okay. So oppositions create growth tension, meaning growing is going to feel a little bit uncomfortable. But the gift here is you have seen the patterns with the world, with your business, with your job, with your health. And that is the gift right there. That is the actual gift. The trap is vibing without grounding yourself. You are going to need to get your feet in the water. You're going to need to do some deep breathing. You're going to need to do some visualization, go into your past and think about, what have I been experiencing that has traumatized me? People have done things to you and it's living in your mind as trauma. We need to reset that. The move for you is turning your intuition into intelligence, meaning documenting what you're actually going through. One of the things I like to do is put all of these things that are processing through my mind into a folder on GPT. And now I have this large container of my thoughts in an AI tool that I can recall the information for super quickly. Every idea you have is an asset. So you want to build more of an AI assistant. This is going to help you. I think the most high leverage thing you can do is, instead of typing your notes out, because the way you type and the way you talk is often different, just use voice memos. Use voice memos, copy the transcript, and put them in. You can put this in a project folder on Claude AI as well. You're gonna want to separate the ones where it's like you have ideas for marketing or products that I want to make. Again, in my business, I don't make products for people, especially if I don't have data on it. So make sure you actually collect some data, make sure it's actually something that can be sold before you even make the thing. And then key thing here is once you framework those deliverables, systemize your insights. So what ideas do you have, or what things have you been through, and what was the process that you used to actually solve it, that you can literally say like, this is step 1, 2, 3, 4, and then give it to someone else. The intention behind everything I just told you is to turn your ideas into income, because people will pay for things that save them time and make them money. So make sure that you are very clear about that intention when you're doing anything business related, career related, relationship related. Make sure that saving time, making more money, creating more stability for some people, traveling, having more freedom is the actual intention. January 9th is the peak of this time. So step 1, you really just want to set your intention. The outcome should be focused in and dialed in on December 31st, 2026. Pick one measurable outcome that you want to see on December 31st, 2026. It could be holding a workshop every 3 months. Write it down specifically what you want to see happen. Step number 2, identify your domino piece. What is one system that unlocks money for you? If you know you need to be making content, why aren't you making content in the first 4 hours of the day? How can you set up your environment to be that? And if you don't want to be on camera, how can you send emails to people called Apify? And you can use something called Instantly, and you can literally shoot people messages. You can go and find their email, find people that you want to help, and you can literally email them if you are so afraid to be on video. I personally don't think being on video is going to kill you, but for some of you who are still like really fighting those limiting beliefs, just send a bunch of emails to people who actually need the help. And please don't work with like college students. Don't work with people who like need help getting a job or need help overcoming their trauma. Like that's just a bad situation. What I've noticed is people who are still like majority of people who are still like trying to understand their trauma, they usually aren't converting it into anything healthy. So if you're going to help someone with their trauma, pick a business owner, someone who's actually making money. Or pick someone who's like, don't do the high achiever thing. Like pick someone who's in IT, pick someone who is in the government. Like I help government professionals heal their trauma. Like that's a way better situation for you and for them than like, I help people who have limiting beliefs. Like you sound ridiculous when you say something like that, because you're basically shooting a shotgun at every single blade of grass at that point. I know you know what I mean. So this can be one automation once you understand exactly what you want to do. Step number 3 is build the system. Now, the window for you is January 11th through the 31st. Most people stop at the intention step that we talked about earlier. I build systems that last typically about 250 days minimum. The only way to win this game is to build quickly. It's not about building it correct. It's about building it fast. So this is why I love tools like Zapier, is because you can go into Zapier and you can say like, I have an Instagram account, I have ManyChat, I don't use it, and I use Google Sheets, and I want every time I DM someone, the conversation to be put into a Google Sheet so I know who's DMing me and what they're needing help with. That is a system, and it will literally cost you like nothing, and it will be so good, and it will obviously like, it will save you 10 hours. Now, if you're in a job scenario and you guys are, for example, getting calls, you can use Zapier. You can use all the other tools that I said before in this video. But the key thing is Use your hours to build income in savings by investing in a skill. So learning AI and automation is going to help you with things like making the words on the website. If you're like someone who's been working on your website for a year, you're so slow. Like you're wasting so much time on something that's really not even that serious. It's better to just make a website that brings them to a link where they can buy the thing that you say you're helping people with, instead of like doing a whole photo shoot and trying to look hot and trying to like do all this weird stuff and writing all these words about you. Like no one cares about you. They care about what you can help them with, and they care about you. So it's a combination. But if they're going to your website to buy something, you should make it about the person who's buying something, not like a whole photo shoot of you. Now, if you're a business, this is a great time to focus on fixing your bottlenecks. There's something called key man risk, meaning because you are the main person in your business, if you don't do something, things fall apart. If you leave and don't do anything in your business for a week, things fall apart. If you do have automations, the bottleneck typically can be delivery. It can be leads, it can be operations. So you want to focus on building a tool that removes the problem with leads, the problem with delivery, or the problem with automations. I think Zapier is going to be really helpful for a lot of you. And this window is real. January 6th through the 10th, 2026, there's an unfair advantage if you execute. Talent is not the only difference. Systems and speed are. Again, the system itself doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to work. If you are those signs that I brought up earlier, build one system like this week. Just watch a YouTube video and finish it. And if you want me to show you how I build systems in my business, I will, of course. That's easy. Comment below and I'll share my exact frameworks with you. I have zero issues. I can literally just like pop open my screen share, show you what I'm clicking on, what I'm doing, why it works, why it doesn't work, what you can do, what you can't do at this point at 2026. January 9th is coming, but I really want you to focus on like, what does December 31st look like for you? That's more important, no matter what time you're watching this video. I did set this video up to be a little bit more timeless. So if you're watching this again behind January 9th, that's not the problem. I want you to backtrack to everything that I did say that you should execute. And the question is, do you want to take action or do you want to burn some candles? Now, without further ado, go execute.